All right, can you see me? All right, cool, ready. We got take 97, ready, 3, 2, 1, action. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. And in this video, we're gonna be going over one of my favorite camera lenses that I use all the time, whether I'm taking photos or recording short films or anything like that. And it's gonna be the Canon 50mm EF 1.4. All right, so this is it right here. This is the Canon 50mm 1.4. This is relatively a small camera lens. It's my favorite because, one, it is small and I can bring it anywhere I want to. And as you guys may already know, I'm a Sony user. So for me to use this camera lens, I have to use a EF to Sony E-mount adapter. So that's how I'm able to use this camera lens on my camera. I used to be a Canon user, but when the Sony A7 III came out, I had all the settings that I wanted in it, so that's why I got the Sony camera. And there's a whole video of how I shoot these YouTube videos on my page, so you guys can check it out after you subscribe, and make sure to leave a like. So you can see it right here. This is the camera lens. It's not that big. You can see it up close. It's about the size of my palm. I don't really have the biggest hands ever, but this is it. You know, it's a pretty dope camera. It has a lot of features that I like on it. The shallow depth of field is probably my favorite of the entire thing. And here's the back. I've had it with me for about a few years now, honestly. Bought it off some lady who was selling it off of Facebook Marketplace, and she was selling it for a dope price. And I got it for about, I think probably $100 something. I know this camera lens came out in the 1990s, or this camera lens came out in the 1990s. That's what I saw online. But this is it. This is the entire thing. You could focus, the focal length is pretty good. Another reason why I like this camera is because of the 1.4 aperture. So the lower the number of the aperture, or the f-stop, the more light comes into your image. So because of that, whenever I go to photo shoots, usually in photo shoots, this is probably the only lens I'll bring because of the versatility I have with it. And with the 1.4, if it is a dark situation, sometimes I can bring it down to the 1.4, and then I get more light. And so that's pretty dope, especially when I'm recording stuff too. I use this lens to record all my videos. Right now I'm using a whole another different lens that I can talk about in another video. But yeah, this camera is very versatile. Whenever I'm shooting with it or I'm recording with it, I add a black pro mist filter. I add a variable ND filter on there. And I'm just able to do a lot of stuff with it. So that's something I really like a lot. And I'll show you guys a couple photos right now that I've taken with it. I have a whole bunch. So based off the photos that you've seen so far that I've taken with this, and you can see a whole bunch of other photos people have taken with this online, you know, people who are way better than I am, or people who have just started out. And I think this is a good start-off lens that anybody can use, whether you have a Canon or a Sony. But it's really dope. With the Sony, I'm unable to use the automatic focus, the autofocus on this, because I'm using an adapter. So that's one downside. Another downside is that if you don't have full frame camera, your 50mm will probably crop into around an 80mm, so you'll lose some of that vision that you would probably get using a full frame. So say if you use a APS-C sensor camera, it'll drop down to 80mm instead of using the entire 50 if it's full frame. So that's a downside. But other than that, that's the reason why I like it. It's pretty dope. I think that if anybody who's starting off should get a 51.4. It's my favorite for now. Maybe if I get a better Sony lens or a better Canon lens like the 51.2, that might be my next favorite. But the 51.2 is kind of big. So we'll see how that goes. But other than that, that's a quick little video about why I like this Canon lens. And if you guys want to see other lens collections that I have, I can go over it. All right, that's it. Thank you for the short video. And this is like my little studio space. I forgot to talk about. Yeah, this is a little studio space. It's a little messy. It's still being renovated, but it's pretty dope. There's a whole bunch of stuff out here that we're working on. All right. New stuff is coming on the way, 2023. And hopefully I get to see you guys soon. Sorry for the mess. All right. I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Gahel.